All right, we're going to read The Plant Lifecycle by Arnold Ringstad. Chapter 1. From Seed to Plant. It is a warm summer day. The wind carries away seeds from a dandelion. They float through the air like small parachutes. They settle on the ground. Some will grow roots in the dirt. Water and sunshine will help them grow. Then they will become new dandelion plants. This process is part of the plant life cycle. Plants are important to life on Earth. Some provide food for people. Vegetables and fruits are plants. People need these plants for a healthy diet. Animals eat plants too. They wouldn't be able to grow without plants. Some people eat animals too. One dandelion can have between 54 and 172 seeds. Wow! Plants have other uses too. Wood comes from trees. People burn wood for heat. Scientists use plants to make medicines. For example, aloe gel is often used to treat sunburns. It comes from an aloe vera plant. Many kinds of clothing are made from cotton. Cotton is a plant. Plants also release a gas called oxygen into the atmosphere. People and animals need oxygen to breathe. Plants go through a life cycle. The cycle creates new plants. It allows the plants to survive and spread. This cycle makes life as well known. This cycle makes life as we know it possible. People have been using juice from the aloe vera plant for thousands of years. No, that's true. Chapter 2, Pollen and Seeds. New plants are made in the first part of the plant life cycle. This part of the cycle includes 3 stages. The first is pollination. Next comes fertilization. The last stage is dispersal. Pollination involves a material called pollen. This is a sticky, powdery material. It is produced in the male part of the flower called the stamen. Pollen contains tiny grains. Pollination happens when these grains move from one flower to another of the same kind. But pollen cannot travel by itself. It has to be carried. A vector brings pollen from one flower to another. A vector is anything that can move pollen. It may be blowing wind or flowing water. It may be a bird, insect, or bat. An animal that carries pollen is called a pollinator. Pollinators often feed on flowers. While they are there, the pollen sticks to them. The pollinator carries pollen to the next flower it feeds on. Bees frequently pollinate flowers.
So do butterflies.
Parts of a flower: stamen, stigma, ovary. Fertilization happens after pollen reaches a new flower. The pollen is collected at the stamen. The pollen travels down into the plant's ovary. Here, the pollen grains can develop into seeds. In some plants, a fruit or a pod grows around the seed. This helps protect the seed. Dispersal happens after the seeds form. They are carried to a new place by a vector. For dandelions, wind is the vector. It carries the floating seeds away. Some plants use water as a vector. A flowing river can carry the seeds downstream. The seeds may end up at a distant riverbank. Animals also help move seeds. For example, some seeds stick to an animal's fur. This can carry the seeds to a new place. A flower's stamen, stigma, and ovary are essential to the plant life cycle. Chapter 3, Growing and Maturing. Once a plant's seed has arrived in its new spot, the next step is germination. This process happens when the seed breaks down. Roots grow from the seed into the ground. The roots absorb water and nutrients. The growing plant needs sunlight and warm temperatures too. The plant's shoot rises up and out of the ground. After the shoot grows some more, it is known as the stem. Leaves grow from the stem. The plant keeps getting larger. It grows until it is mature. A mature plant is ready to reproduce. It grows flowers, and these flowers produce pollen. The whole cycle starts over again. Seeds can only germinate if they have healthy soil. Growing seasons. The length of a plant's life cycle depends on the type of plant. Some plants are called annuals. It takes them 1 year to complete a life cycle. Some plants are called I've never actually said that word out loud. Biennials.
I don't know.
It takes them 2 years to complete one life cycle. That would be our kale plants. Some plants can live longer than either annuals or biennials. They are called perennials, like the
Peach tree.
a peach tree. Yeah, it stays there. It's a tree.
Yeah.
I was talking about plants though, like the mint. Mint comes back and over again. It's a perennial. Peonies are an example of a perennial. They can live up to 100 years. Oh, I have never had one of these. That's something we should get at our farm. While a plant it's beautiful. While a plant is alive, it performs photosynthesis. In this process, the plant takes in water, sunlight, and a gas called carbon dioxide. It uses these to make food for itself. The process also gives off oxygen. All plants eventually die. They might not get enough water or sun. Another plant nearby might use up important nutrients. A fire might sweep through an area. When plants die, they decompose. They break apart and release nutrients back into the soil. This can help other plants grow. Peonies can grow back every spring for many years. Like I do chop and drop to add nutrients back into our garden soil. Chapter 4, Pollination and Plants. Pollination can harm plants in many ways. I'm sorry. That is not what that said. Pollution and plants. Pollution can harm plants in many ways. Sometimes it can kill plants. In other cases, it can disrupt the plant life cycle. Some plants grow underwater. They are found in lakes or oceans. Pollution on the water's surface can block sunlight. Without sunlight, photosynthesis slows down. The plants can't produce food, so they can't grow. Most cars give off air pollution when they are driven. This pollution can harm plants. Scientists know that pollution can delay plants from creating flowers. This disrupts the plant's life cycle. Fumes from cars can hurt the environment. Pollution in the soil can harm a plant's roots. The roots are not able to take in as many nutrients. Without these nutrients, the plant's growth slows down. Plants are important to life on Earth. They help people create food, energy, and air to breathe. A danger to them is a danger to all living things. Helping them. That tells you something about that picture. Plants are helping them complete their life cycles can help keep our planet healthy. Picking up trash can benefit both animals and plants. Here's the plant life cycle. Dispersal. Wind helps carry seeds to new places. Germination. See them growing? Root and stem. Growth. Getting bigger. Maturity. All the way ready to make babies. And pollination. Bees help pollinate plants. Fast facts. Plants provide food, energy, and air to breathe. Vectors may carry pollen from one plant to another. Through the fertilization process, the pollen becomes a new plant seed. In the dispersal step, the seed is carried to a new location. When a seed germinates, it creates roots and begins to grow. After plants grow and mature, they are able to reproduce. The cycle begins again. Pollution can disrupt the plant's life cycle. That was a fabulous The End. And Jessie's not ready to stop the video, but that's okay.